Hey there, my beautiful soul. Welcome to Terriann Talks. I am Terriann Belle, and I want to thank you for joining me on Narc Talk, where we talk and discuss about narcissism, the spiritual meaning behind it all, and what we can do to heal ourselves from it. The first step to healing is understanding. When we understand what we have been through, when we can have the awareness of everything that has happened, we can understand, and overstand. Then we are able to gain the acceptance to address the problem and now move forward for a solution. You see, a lot of reasons as to why this world is so unhealed is because these narcissists, these fallen angels, these demons that are surrounding us, that are coming into everyone else's lives, is causing so much trauma, so much destruction, because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. If the devil did not destroy you, they stole from you, they took things from you. If they did not kill you, they destroyed you enough. They destroyed what you've built. They destroyed an old version of you. They took from you, they stole from you. And what's happening is we go through these things and not really know fully how to break it down, how to understand it so we can heal ourselves. And then we have so much pain and all these wounds are left unresolved that it just continues this perpetuated cycle. You know, you have people that deal with narcissistic personality disorder and they just pass it down to their children and their children's children. And it's just a constant cycle that's being repeated until that cycle finally comes to a halt and stopped. We need to stop this cycle. And the first thing we have to do is we got to heal from what we've been through. But in order for us to heal from it, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, how are we going to overcome everything that we've been through? Now, the first thing that I want to discuss today is spiritual narcissism. Spiritual narcissism. So, narcissists are people that are takers. They take everything. They are really after what people can do to serve them. They have this inflated, grandiose sense of self-importance where they feel they are more important than everyone else around them, and everyone has to cater to their will. It does not matter whose toes they have to step on, who they have to climb on top of, as long as they can get what they desire and get what they want to fulfill their narcissistic supply. That is the only thing that they will do. Even if it means damaging somebody else or causing lack in someone's life, it does not matter, because all they care about is what they get in return. These are narcissists. So when you bring narcissism into spirituality, what they use is they play that role of being the spiritual person, the person that's into crystals, tarot, a person that is gifted, a person that wants to help other people, being connected to divine source. These are people that spiritual narcissists use spirituality to decorate their ego. They just use that as a way to make themselves look better, because they want people to trust them. They want people to see them as high and mighty, because they think, oh, if I'm spiritual, then that must mean I'm just this great, amazing soul. Everyone should love me. Everyone should trust me. So they claim themselves to be spiritual, but they just wear the mask of a spiritual person, but in their heart they are not. Because when you are spiritual, you have God inside of you, you have love inside of you, you have empathy inside of you, you have pureness inside of you, and you know that if you do wrong to people, if you do negative things to people with the intention behind it to do that negative thing, everything is going to come full circle. When you become spiritual, you are mindful of how you treat others, because you know karma exists. When you become spiritual, you want to create that good karma for yourself. You want to know that your actions is what creates your reality. But spiritual narcissists, they don't think about what's going to come after them. They only think about what they can get. They will do whatever they can for that instant gratification, for that satisfaction, that ego satisfaction to happen at a rapid speed. They want that instant fulfillment, but they don't realize that they are setting themselves up for a detrimental long-term downfall. You see, spiritual narcissists, they are takers. They are very, very greedy. They will take your energy. They will pretend to be spiritual just to get in conversations with you, whether they want to talk to you in person, whether they want to talk to you on the phone. They will spend a lot of time just draining your energy, talking about their spiritual journey and what they learned about things that go on. But a lot of times it's not really anything to expand. It's talking about, the past that they have been through. You wind up venting about their problems. The conversation can start off spiritual because that's how they reel you in. It's like pawns on a chessboard. But then when that real player comes in, and all of a sudden now this whole thing then turned into an energy draining vampire. And now this conversation is just, you barely can get a word in because they're taking up the whole conversation. Or these people, they want to act so spiritual and act so gifted to get in conversations with people. But narcissists love to sabotage. Narcissists love to do things with malicious intent. They love to deceive people. They love to lie to people. So they will pretend to be spiritual, to get on the phone with people and start feeding them with lies. Oh, I received a download about you. Oh, you know what God told me? Because they want to be credible. They know that if they bring God into the situation, that a spiritual person is going to perk their ears up. It's almost as if like a dog with a bone. It's like the owner comes in and they say, bone, dog, food. Or, they have the leash and they say, go for a walk. They know that dog is going to perk their ears up and wag their tail. And that's how they reel you in. They go with what they know that they can attract you with. And these spiritual narcissists, they play the role and they love bomb you in the beginning, talk about how amazing you are, and they just praise you, just uplift you. They talk about the visible things that they can see, on your appearance. They talk about your personality, what they admire. They're doing all of this to get you to trust them. They're doing all of this to meet you where you are. Even if they had to put on this mask of being someone spiritual, once that mask falls off, because they can't hold on to it for much longer, and especially you being an empath, especially you being a high spiritual being, you can see right through the illusion, because their fakeness comes even through the mask. You can feel it, you can see it. Sometimes what can happen is when you are in the presence of these people, you're able to see it more clearly because you are physically in their energy. But when these spiritual narcissists are coming to you via social media, on your messengers, on your DMs, or if they want to get on the phone and talk to you on the phone, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to discern if a person is truly spiritual or not, because you're not in their physical vicinity. That's why a lot of these people, they do their damage and their work by just getting on the phone with someone, because they could tell you what you want to hear. But you have no idea of the damage that they're really doing to you until after the fact. They take advantage of people. They manipulate people for their own personal gain. Just because they want something, they want resources, they want money, they will manipulate other people in order to get it, and they will use spirituality in a way. They will use tarot. They will say, hey, you know what? I'm a tarot reader. Come book a session with me, but you never get a reading. You never get a session. Or you will book a session with them, and it's very vague. It's very vague. It's not in depth. This person did not channel anything. Or they'll do things where they'll be gifted in the sense, they'll have a gift of intuition, and they can pull a few things out of you, but everything else that they say is just full of lies. Or what they may do is they may start asking you questions and getting you to open up, and they piggyback off of what you told them. But at this point, they're not telling you anything intuitively. They're not telling you anything that God has told you. They're telling you everything that their ego is telling you, what their flesh wants to tell you. And if they're connecting to any type of intuitive knowledge, any type of source, it's not the divine source, it's the enemy. You see, the enemy knows your future too. The enemy knows certain things in the spirit realm too. And sometimes the enemy will tell people certain things that are true in order to reel you in order for you to trust these people. And then the rest of what they say is a lie. they'll tell you one truth, but a list of lies. And they want to hide their lies behind that one truth. That's how they get you. That's how they manipulate you. They don't have pure intentions for people. Narcissists do not have pure intentions for people. And especially spiritual narcissists, they really don't. All they want is your energy. All they want is your time. All they want is your attention. Sometimes they may be envious of you and they can gang stalk you from afar, and they want to sabotage you. They want to ruin your reputation. They want to put halts and blockages on your path, so they will slither their way in like a snake and slither their way in, pretend to be your friend just to gain information from you. Spiritual narcissists are the type of people where they will pretend to be your friend, get on conversations with you, start, shooting the breeze and start asking you real personal questions just so they can use what you say against you. They will want to know your business so that way they can get inside your head and start feeding you doubt for the things that you just told them. They want to know your deepest secrets. They want to know your vulnerabilities. They want to know your weaknesses so that they can use them against you. But the spiritual narcissist will come and pretend to be a person of assistance, pretend to be a person that's trying to help you, pretend to be a person that is looking out for you when really they are not. They are looking out for themselves. They are looking out for their narcissistic supply. They are looking out for their ego satisfaction. Be wary of these people because, narcissists, they love to force their way into your life. Now, if you meet somebody in a natural setting and your vibes attract your tribe and your vibrations bring you together and you have a conversation, that's one thing. That was a natural divine intervention. But if you are minding your own business in your zone and someone interrupts you to talk to you and speak to you and kind of throw you off your flow, that is not a person that is sent from God. That is a person sent from the enemy because they're knocking you off your flow. They're getting you off your path. They're disrupting what you're doing so that you can give them attention. And all they want is your attention and your energy. And if they start taking, you give them a little bit of your energy, they start taking a whole lot more. That small little neighborly conversation turns into them just pouring out everything that they're going through once, twice, 3 times. And now you've heard the story over and over to where you can tell it back to them. And you wonder, how did I even get here when we just started off as a normal conversation? Spiritual narcissists, they know exactly what to do. They know how to reel you in. Be wary of these people. They are not spiritual. They are wearing spirituality to decorate their ego. You see, narcissists, they seek power and control. They want power and control. They want to have control over other people. They want to have control over someone else's finances. They want to have control over someone else's time. They want to have control over the conversations that you guys talk about. They just want to control every single interaction that they have with you. They force these interactions with you and they want to control everything. They want to control the topics of conversation. And if the topics ever drift off somewhere else, they will bring it back to the topic that they want to talk about. Because they will get what they want by any means necessary. You see, they want to have power over people. And when they know a person's weakness, when they know a person's vulnerabilities, they feel as if they have power over that person, because if they just go in and poke at your vulnerabilities, poke at your weaknesses, they can get you, they can hurt you. They can start to manipulate you. They want to stab you in the heart, but then want to help you clean up your wound. It's like, how dare you just stab me, but then ask me, oh, do you want a gauze? Excuse me? Why don't you get away from me? Why don't you take that sword? And I'm not even going to finish that sentence. You see, that's what they want. That's what those narcissists want. They want us to stoop to their level. They want us to start to say all of these ego, fleshly words to them. We don't even have to subject ourselves to talk to them in the same way that they have spoken to us. We don't have to do that. We don't have to speak down upon them and be so insulting to them and bring out that nasty character. That is not us. We are divine beings. We are not devils. We are divine beings. We are not demons. We are angels. We are not demons. And what happens is they want to latch their demons onto you to get you to act out of character, but don't do it. You know, one thing that I see a lot out there on YouTube, on social media, when people talk about narcissism is, you know, I can tell and I can empathize that these people are speaking from their pain, because when you speak through your pain and from your pain, you're healing yourself. You heal by speaking about your pain. And I can tell that emotions are very high, and those emotions run very, very deep. Those wounds run very deep. But I can see that they allowed themselves to lose control over their emotions, and they are speaking from their flesh and not from their soul. They have a lot of ego-like behaviors where they're just getting very passive-aggressive, very obnoxious, even hostile. You know, I see these people, you know, talking about narcissism, and, you know, they're calling people out of their names. The B word, they're, saying just degrading words to these people. Now listen, or about these people. Now listen, I understand where their pain is coming from, but I don't agree with how they are going about their delivery of their message. I cannot tell anybody how to heal. But I will say that I want to speak to other leaders and say, if you're a leader and you're here speaking about narcissism and the pain that you've gone through, a good leader speaks from their emotion, but they are still tactful. A good leader speaks from their pain, but they are still in control of their emotions. Listen, do not get yourself out of character and start saying nasty things about these people, because then you look no better than the people that have done this to you. And I understand how tough it is. I understand how our flesh wants to say these words to these people. Our flesh wants to, call them the B word. Our flesh wants to say maybe even that C word, that 4-letter word. I understand our flesh may want to say this because of what these people have done to us, but we must realize that we are not fighting in the flesh. We are fighting in the spirit, and those are demons you're dealing with. And do you realize demons want you to get all riled up? The demons, they want you to get all nasty with them, because then they feel like, yeah, you see, I got her, I got him. You see how mean they acting? You see how they talking about me? You see all this energy they got? Saying all this nasty stuff about me? Yeah, I don't even care, but I got them. I mean, listen, you know what's really gonna have these narcissists getting behind us, resisting us, and fleeing from us is by us showing them that no matter what they did, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And that no matter what has come after us, we have only gotten stronger. Not only have we gotten stronger, but we've gotten more loving. We've gotten more gentle, because a gentle heart has gone through hell. When you deal with these narcissists, you're walking through hell. And sometimes the devil will send demons to walk with you, to be your partner, to be your spouse, to be somebody that is your sibling, to be your child, to be your parent, to be your friend, to be your co-worker, to be your boss. They bring these demons into your life to slow you down, to hinder your growth and process, to remind you constantly of your past, to do catty, very small things to you, to get you all riled up, to get you out of character. And every time we give in, every time we curse them back out, every time we get loud with them, every time we seek revenge, we are giving these demons exactly what they want. And the devil and the demons just be laughing at us. Well, how about this? Instead of making the devil laugh at us, why don't we start ticking the devil off? Why don't we start upsetting the devil and getting the devil frustrated to a point where they don't even know how to deal with us, because the devil wants to steal your joy. Amen. Thank you, Lord. The devil wants to steal your joy. And when you talk about what you've been through and you speak with so much anger and hostility, You now have that devil has taken your joy away from you. And now when you're speaking with so much energy. It's like, do you feel drained after? I mean, how can you? Come on now. Listen, you can speak with passion about what you speak about. But remember that the key to healing is love. Because what is God? God is love. So we have to bring God into our healing process. We have to bring God into how we deliver our messages. We have to watch what we say. We have to watch how we say it. We are representing God. And would we want to represent God with so much profanity? Would we want to represent God with all of these obscenities? Would we want to represent God with speaking so untactful? Would we want to represent God with having such a negative and nasty attitude? No. God wants us to represent God in the best possible way, in that divine way, by being slow to anger, not quick to anger, slow to anger. See, one who has control over their emotions has control over their whole entire life. Because if other people can control your emotions, they can control your life. Because you react off of your emotions. They can control your reactions. People are impulsive off of emotions. They can get you to do impulsive things and start controlling everything about you. But when you have control over your emotions, can't nobody control you. You have the utmost control over yourself. Having self-control is having control over your emotions. Ladies, have more self-control. I understand what you are trying to do, and I commend you for following your purpose. But from sister to sister, I'm telling you, you would be more effective in your feminine energy. More people would be receptive to listening when you bring that hostility down. Continue to speak your message, but watch your words. Continue to do what you're doing, but watch your tone. Thank you for letting me go on that quick little rant. I digressed a little bit, but I felt it in my spirit. I had to say it. Let's get back to spiritual narcissism. They are superficially charming. You know, that this is the love bombing stage. They pretend to be this person that is so kind, so generous, so loving. Oh, I just love the Lord. But they are superficial with it. They're saying what they need to say in order to get you to trust them. They will charm you. You know, charm is deceptive. They can charm you into their trap. That's why you got to have a kind heart but a sharp eye. You have to watch people with your third eye, not your earthly eyes. Hear with your spiritual ear, not with your two earthly ears. Because they can say what they want to say. They can look a certain way. But you got to be able to see the spirit, not the body. Hear the energy, not the words. Amen. You know, because these spiritual narcissists, they use their tactics and manipulation to reel people in to their trap. And when they got you in their trap, they set you up. But you see, they act as if they're trying to help you, but they're really just trying to set you backwards. They're really just trying to mess you up, but they pretend as if they're trying to help you. They pretend that they're trying to help you because they want you to trust them and they want you to let their guard down. I'm telling you, these narcissists are so manipulative. They are so deceitful, and they know exactly what they're doing. So when you ever got set up by a spiritual narcissist, you didn't realize it probably until after the fact. It's because they are that good at what they do. But let me tell you, sometimes it will take for you to go through at least one experience to get it, because it'll be hard for you to know what you're dealing with when you haven't experienced it. Hopefully one lesson is all you need to learn to correct the mistakes so you don't keep repeating the cycle. But if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to come back to you in a different form, in a different fashion, same spirit in a different body. You see, they will play a role in your life that they need to play in order to gain their supply from you. Whatever role they need to get what they want from you, they will play that role. And they will play that role up until all your resources are drained. And when you have nothing left for them, then they leave you. They will drain you of your energy. They will drain you of your time. You can sit up here and get on a conversation with them. Next thing you know, hours done flew by. And you could have been doing something way more productive or constructive with your free time. But yet you just wasted all of this time spending time with this person, this spiritual narcissist, and all they did was talk the whole time about their life. They can drain you of your finances, where they're saying these are like those, fake readers, fake psychics. These are the scammers, the people that want to take money from you. They will, act as if they're helping you. And they will act as if you need them in your life and you need to pay them money in order to have them in their life, in order to have whatever. But listen, you do not need another person to connect to source. You do not need another person to give you protection in your life or anything that's coming against you in the spirit realm. You do not have to pay money to a person to do that. You do not have to pay money to a person to receive information or downloads or messages from spirit about you, because if God wants to talk to you, God's going to talk to you directly. God's not going to go through nobody else. God's going to go directly to you. And you see, these spiritual narcissists, they are so into their wickedness that they don't even realize how God works. They don't even know how God works. They don't know that God does not operate that way, but they pretend that God does because they don't even know God. Because they are serving the other master. They're serving the enemy. And at this day and age, it's one or the other. You can't serve two masters. You can't claim yourself to be, a follower of God when you're doing wicked things under the enemy's influence. You're either are for the enemy or you are for God. You cannot be in between, and you cannot pretend to be for one and be for the other. Period, point blank. These people, spiritual narcissists will use your weaknesses and your vulnerabilities against you. The things that you are most passionate about, that you love the most, they will pick at those, because what the enemy wants to do is the enemy just wants to steal your faith. They want to get rid of your faith. So they will start taking the thing or the very things or thing that is so important to you, and they will take that and start to feel doubt in there, so you lose your faith. So you give up. So you turn the other direction. You see, they want to cause destruction in your life. They want to stir up confusion in your life. You were just perfectly fine living your life, not worrying about that one thing. You were listening to God. Then here comes the enemy sending in a narcissist to you, sending one of his minions, one of his fallen angels into your life, pretending to be your friend. You open up about your personal business. They ask you certain questions. You pour things out to them, and then all of a sudden you're telling them one of the things that's very deeply important to you. And all of a sudden they start instilling doubt into that very thing. That's not a coincidence. That's the devil trying to get you off your path. And when you're just minding your business, that's when the devil will throw people in your life. Like literally, it's as if God, not God. I'm so sorry, God. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Get out of my voice, devil. Get out of my voice. It's as if the devil, Lucifer, Satan, get behind me, Satan. It's as if the devil will just pick up his person that he's trying to send in your life and literally just throw them in your life. And then boom, here they come out of nowhere and they kind of get caught in your path. And you kind of like, oh, well, hi, let me get around you. And then, hi, how are you? Can I talk to you? And then at that point, it's too late. They're already in your face. See, the devil wants to stir up conflict in your life. They want to cause conflict with other people in your life as well. And these spiritual narcissists, they can come in your life and they can know things, learn some things about you, and then they may try to get inside your ear and manipulate you to start to do certain things to other people that you wouldn't normally do. Or, let's say you and a person are you guys are not on good terms, or maybe you are in a point where you're taking a break from each other and you're not speaking to each other and you're respecting each other's space and privacy. A spiritual narcissist can come in, and try to manipulate you and deceive you into reaching out to that person when you know that you shouldn't reach out to them. If you are in separation from a divine counterpart, the enemy could come in there and try to get you to start reaching out to that person. Hit them up, have a conversation with them, knowing that it's setting you up for a trap. Knowing that you're going to reach out to that person and their person is probably not going to respond, and it's going to cause you to feel rejected. It's going to cause you to feel down. And they wanted to do that the whole entire time. They wanted you to, fall flat on your face. They wanted you to hit a brick wall. They wanted you to be disappointed. They wanted that. And you realize at the very end, I never would have made this move had this person not been in my ear. And that's exactly what the devil does. The devil gets in your ear. Why do you think they always want to be on the phone with you? Because they want to be in your ear. Literally in your ear. Slithering that snake, that split tongue. Energy is a transference, and the longer they have you on the phone, the more damage they're doing. Let me tell you something. If a spiritual narcissist ever gets you on the phone and they start saying some good stuff, and they start saying some things that's making you feel confused, it's starting to stir up doubt inside of you. It's making the insides boil with fire. Like, this is not true. I'm not accepting it. Get off the phone with them immediately. Get off the phone. Even if you have to just hang up the phone on them. Even if you have to just say, okay, you know what, I'm gone, whatever. Some people you may have to just click, block immediately. Because that is a person sent from the enemy. Because if a person is sent by God, they will speak life into your situation. A person sent from the enemy will speak death into your situation. And don't think that, listen. If God has been speaking to you about a situation and it's been the same thing consistently, and somebody comes into your life and they offer their unsolicited opinion, and it's on something that is the exact opposite of what God is telling you, that person is sent from the enemy, and don't listen to them. You need to block communication, because those people will they will stop at nothing. They will continue to message you. They will continue to try to find new ways to get inside your life, new ways to get in conversations with you. They will try every tactic. The way to protect yourself is to block these people out of your energy. If you have to block their number, if you have to block them off social media, do whatever you can, but protect yourself. Because the minute you allow them into your energy, that's where the damage will begin. You don't want that. These people, they will tell you lies. The devil is a liar. They will tell you lies. They will give you fake love. They will be all talk, but the energy is cold. While they are trying to act warm, it's nothing but cold-heartedness. They can say like, oh, my sister, my brother, or I love you, but they don't. It's not real. They're just saying that all because they want you to trust them. These spiritual narcissists, you gotta watch out for them, because some can be covert, some can be overt. Some can be very covert, where they are, where they are very, I think I'm getting the two confused on the difference here, but one of them is where they are very bold and in your face about it. The other one is where they are very sly with it. They're not as bold and aggressive when they don't get their way. Or some of them, what they'll do is they do damage, but in a very, very sneaky way. And then they come back and pretend that they did no damage at all by trying to be all buddy-buddy with you. Yeah. You got to watch out for these people, because they can do damage in your life by screwing you up, by making you take a wrong turn, and then want to turn around and be back in your face. Hey, how you doing? I hope all is well. And, watch out for the people that are trusting everything is well, hoping everything is good on your end. How are you? Are you staying hydrated? Acting like they're, telling you bare minimum things. Did you eat today? Have you drunk any water today? Baby, have you? Worry about yourself. But you see, this is the problem. They want to come all up in your energy because they want to know what you're doing at all times, just so they can sabotage you, just so they can, drain you of your energy. You got to get away from these people. Now, just because a person can claim themselves to be spiritual, start having conversations with people. Because if they only want to do a certain thing, like, let's say you're a tarot reader and this person wants to become friends with you just so you guys can do readings together. No. You know, if these people are really spiritual, then start having conversation with them. It's like, okay, let's have a spiritual conversation. Let's have a conversation about this topic. And if they can expand and you see like where they're at in their journey, then okay, you know that this person could possibly be in your life. But if you have a conversation with them and, you know, it feels as if they don't have as much insight or wisdom as they claim to be, and it seems that they're just pretending to be spiritual, because you can tell the difference between someone that's superficially spiritual and someone that's really spiritual, because it's a whole different demeanor in their energy. You know, superficial people have to gloat about things. They have to brag about themselves. They have to constantly, you know, say things to validate themselves, when a person that's true, walking in their truth, doesn't have to do any of that. They just merely exist. But if you have spiritual narcissists coming into your life, it's because you are elevating to new levels. You're elevating to newer heights. You're expanding. And even at that vibration, you know, those spiritual narcissists can come into your life because it's certain parts of you that you have to heal and let go of, so that you no longer have that vibration that will attract those people to you. When you start attracting these spiritual narcissists, that's when you're really about to level up, because you really got to watch out for these people. These are the big ones you got to watch out for. The other narcissists that are, you know, very low vibrational, you can easily detect them once you heal from certain situations with narcissistic people. But those spiritual narcissists, their vibration is just a little bit higher than regular narcissists. They're a little bit better at what they do. You really got to watch out for these people, because they could drain you, they could take from you, they could really mess you up. That's why you got to walk this path alone, baby. Because if you're having people come into your life, and every time somebody is forced their way into your life, they've caused destruction, recognize that as a pattern. And know that that's the devil sending people into your life. So next time going forward, the only people you allow in your life are the people that you naturally meet, people that you want to be friends with, people that you want in your life. Those are the people. Or if people, you just feel as if these people are your people, they support you. But if anybody ever forces their way into your life and they get a little too close with you too soon, major red flag. A narcissist. Because before you know it, you done wasted so much of your energy dealing with this person. And the thing is narcissists can only be in your life for a short period of time, but do so much damage. You really got to get away from these people. They're carrying things, carrying spirits that you do not want, and spirits can transfer. Be watchful of these people. Pay attention to how your body feels when they tell you certain things. Does your body feel calm, or does your body feel all anxious? Do you get sick? Do you feel nauseous? If you ever feel that way when you're around certain people and they're saying certain things to you, stay away from those people. They have negative spirits that you need to get away from. Realize that we are not seeing people in their flesh. We are seeing people from their soul. And not all souls that you encounter are good souls. Not all souls that you encounter are pure. Not all of them are of the light. Some of them are very dark. Some people are just empty vessels walking around, bots. We got to be careful. And if you ever start attracting spiritual narcissists in your life, that means it's time for you to go back into hermit mode, and it's time for you to channel that energy back into yourself and alchemize that pain and turn it into power, and self-reflect on everything that you just learned from that experience, so that you can level up, and when you go back out into the world, you won't attract those people anymore. You will heal. You will get through this. And one day, you will never attract another narcissist.